Yeah, before we get into this conversation, number one. Okay, I remember this. This is that list. Number one on this list. Here I was, being the slept-on sage, asleep in his bed, watching YouTube. I awake and it's Mark on the screen. No, this is not your annual being on RDC's takes or whatever video yet. Maybe, I don't know, we'll get there. But let's continue the story. So I'm over here crusted-eyed, waking up, see Mark on the screen, tier list on the screen. I'm like, oh shit, here we go again. But I go to the comment section just because I'm like, bro, I'm gonna use the bathroom. Let me see what this video is even about. Cause again, I was barely listening. Volume was on like 5. And someone alerts me of the context of this video. For context to this video, the gang saw a video on stream from the official production team of Naruto ranking the top 10 fights in the series, according to the official Japanese fan votes. I officially hit a verb I know we're gonna do today and decided to immediately find said list. I'm gonna react to this goddamn list and then maybe, I don't know, see what RDC had to say about it, see what their correction was, make my own. It's probably old, because this Reddit said, 2 years old. This isn't that bad. Sasuke versus Deidara at 10. That's not the worst thing. That's not the worst thing. Do I think it could be even higher? And do I see some people kicking it out of their list? Absolutely, but I don't mind this. I think this is the definition of a debatable top 10 fight in Naruto. Some people will probably put it higher. Some people don't think it's a debate and has to be in it. It's the Styles Make Fights fight in Naruto for me. Like, off rip, they basically tell you that Sasuke is an insane ultra counter to Deidara. However, Deidara just really hates this guy. So as a result, he's prepared for his Ultra Lord counters. There's maybe some misunderstandings in the community on how it ended for sure, but I don't think that takes away from the brilliance of the fight. It's also really, really fun to see Sasuke just remind the entire Naruto fandom that he's one of the smarter ones in the verse. Let's go to number 9. Okay, this is interesting. This is an interesting pick. Coming in at number 9, we have Neji versus Kidomaru. This is interesting. Do I think that this fight, no emotions, just visuals, can't even sneak its way onto somebody's list? It can. But I think for me, and I don't know what everybody else's criteria for a fight is, there's emotions behind the fight, for sure. I also don't think it's better than Sasuke versus Deidara, as someone in chat brought up. I don't think that's better than that. But this fight, to give its fairness, the most emotion you get out of this is, oh shit, Neji might really fucking die here. But outside of that, and that's a big emotion to have, outside of that, it's one of them things where I'm like, I don't know if this is one of the top 10 fights in Naruto, given stakes and visuals. I don't know if it's top 10, but it's a good looking fight. I'm not gonna sit there and say this is a hot take, but it's not the worst take I've ever heard, but I probably surely can come up with 10. Number 8. Okay. And this is where some people say, and this is where some other people say, because now we're about to define what a fight is. Coming in at number 8, Minato Namikaze versus the masked man, who we find out is Obito Uchiha. So this definitely is, for some, a polar bear in Texas, and for others, an instant facts. For me personally, I would even classify this as a fight. However, I think fights also bring moments. I like this being portrayed more as a moment, more than it being portrayed as a fight, but I don't think this is not a fight. Being said, I think that there are just better fights, whether you take into account a back and forth thing going on. Sure, in terms of the story, this is one of the most important fights in the show, but in terms of the viewer, this isn't like the most built up stake of stakes moment for us, if that makes sense. So the plot of Naruto, 1,000,000% no debate. But for us specifically, we grew up with Naruto. We grew up with Sasuke. We grew up with the other shitters of the Konoha. We grew all that other stuff. So I don't know about this being 8 at all. But if we're talking about just like one of the 10 most iconic moments in Naruto, for sure. I hope I'm saying what I'm trying to say right. understand it is a fight. They literally are trying to fucking kill each other, guys. It's a fight. But it's not necessarily a back and forth. It's a first come, first serve, first touch, first serve, literally. And it's definitely one of the bigger moments in Shinobi history, but it also is a fight. However, I wouldn't boost it to saying it's a top 10 fight. I love my pub stomps, but I don't know. I wouldn't boost it that high. That's up to you. If you think moments of fights are synonymous, this is definitely gonna be up there, but then there's gonna be a lot of other shit that sneaks up there at that point. Let's go to number 7. Okay, this is one of the safer picks. I don't know if it's in mine personally, but I understand I have a hot take for this. This is a safe pick. Guy versus Madara. That's I don't need to discuss this too much. I talked about fights that were built up. And this is arguably the most built up thing in the verse outside of anything pertaining to Naruto and Sasuke. The 8 gates. It's just straight up the 8 gates versus Madara Uchiha, who is on par with Minato and Hashirama in terms of build. So this is an instantaneous payoff to the series. The 10 Tails is another instant payoff to the series. Ton of payoff. Looks beautiful. Night Guy. Self-explanatory. That's a valid pick for anybody's list. Is it on mine personally? I don't know. Probably not. But I'm not mad at it at all. That's solid. Moving on to number 6. This is another one that I'm not necessarily mad at, but I'll have my own hot take for later on. Sasuke versus Itachi. I mean, you talk about building emotion. It honestly might not get better than this for some people. It's literally like episode 2, you get this fight's build origin story. It's kind of insane. It also looks cool. It starts off one of the biggest ore farms in the series, and I mean that from both characters. Has a very, very, very satisfying ending, an even bigger payoff, and it also means it also has significance to the future plot of the series. So all in all, again, I'm wasting my time here. Nobody will really debate against this unless you're trying to say that it's not in the top 10. And I think for most part, it probably is in everybody's top 10. Number 5. Oh, wow. It's crazy they're next to each other. Naruto versus Pain, man. Unironically, this is a fight whose stock, for some reason, starting to die down a bit of what I'm seeing. Now, don't get me wrong. There is an overwhelming fan base that will sit there and say, Sage, you made that up. Nobody doesn't have this in the top 10. I'm gonna tell you now. You log on to Twitter, you read some comments, you go to TikTok, you debate other streamers. There's some people that have snubbed this list entirely. It's some people that will snub this fight entirely. For me, it depends on the day even per se, because you could argue the animation that sometimes gets a little and you know what I'm saying? But it means way too much. And this is where I talk about like emotions in a fight. It just means so much to Naruto, let alone the verse. But this fight is about, if you give a fuck about Naruto, you're not even gonna conversate this being in the top 10. So it's just one of them things. Again, nobody's gonna flinch at somebody for saying Naruto versus Pain is a top 10 fight. Not even close. Number 4, okay, layup of layups, because even if you don't value emotions at all and you just did visuals only, 3, 2, 1, this fight would be in your list. I don't need to talk about the emotions that are in the fight. I literally could just sit there and tell you, hey gang, they swap hands and it looks good. Like no emotional impact is on the list, let alone the emotions behind it. I'm really not gonna continue talking about this. Let's just move on. Number 3, a lot of people's number 1, Lee versus Gaara. Very much, I've shat on Lee for funsies. But I don't think Lee's a bad character, annoying character, anything like that. As fans know. But I think Lee's a solid character. I say that to say this is easily on my list, and no qualms or debates, anything like that. If it's your number 1, that's perfectly fine. And I think that's where like people start hating Lee fans and therefore underrating the fight, because Lee fans are so annoying. If you don't put this at 1, now you're just fucking trolling. Like, no, then you can easily argue there's better fights than this. But this is definitely on the list. I think you're doing a lot to not put this on the list. This is for sure on the list. I'm not mad at the 3 spot. Type shit, things of that nature. So far, Japan cooked. Ooh. This means one of 2 things. Number 2. Oh, we're in trouble. We're in trouble, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm confident that I remember why this caused an uproar, and I'm confident I know what number 1 is. And that means something entirely different. My question is, so part 1's on the list, right? Because I'll even go ahead and plainly say it right now. I think the part 1 fight stomps. So, yeah, before we get into this conversation, number 1, okay, I remember this. I can't even fake the funk. I remember this. This is that list. Hey, this is that list. Oh shit. Okay, I remember this tweaking. You tweaking? No, I'm not. Number 1 on this list. Oh man. I'm gonna be blunt. As a person that does TSO Sage streams, which you guys really should follow up on and subscribe to. As a person that does Gulag streams, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna have a hot take that y'all haven't heard of. Y'all think this is Sakura fans' work? No. This is not Sakura fans' work right here. I'm telling you they did it. I'm telling you they did it. I'm telling you they did it. Now, I'll say this for sure. Sakura, Chiyo versus Sasori is an amazing fight. Straight up, you have to be the biggest Sakura hater of all time to say it's not. From a visual perspective to a storytelling perspective, it just works. Is it the best fight in Naruto? Absolutely not. Not even close. No. Is it top 10? That's why this is egregious. You could severely argue no. But if someone had it at 10, they could make a 5-page essay that would sound good. Again, this fight to me is just straight up good. It's great. I really do think it's a great fight. It's not number 1. This makes sense for Japanese fans. Well, I'm not Japanese, so I'm not gonna put that in the air at all. But what I'll say is, this just isn't number 1. You would have to buy insane stock into the idea that Sasori has earned a payoff has earned enough build with the fans, let alone the payoff that happens in this fight to convince me it's number 1. Then you have to convince me that Lady Chiyo of the same argument, which I think you really can't do. Then Sakura, who really you want to root for in this fight, honestly, in a weird way, gets carried by Chiyo a bit. And then at some point steps up and does some shit only Sakura could do for that moment in time, at least. So again, you have to do a lot to argue its numero uno. You have to do a bit less to argue its top 10. This fight certainly isn't everybody's 25, 30s, maybe some people's 15s and 20s, but nah, definitely not number 1. We don't have to do that. Now, as someone is typing right now, there are obvious snubs. But before we get to the snubs of potential TSO, because this isn't a TSO making his top 10 list video, let's go to RDC, man. So RDC, I'm gonna give you the context of what this hour was, because I knew it'd be a lot of yapping. I'm not watching an hour on fucking stream. I just don't have the time. They go on to go to every fight. I think they used Swag Kage's list on the lowest of keys and didn't peep it. Shout out Swag. And what they did was they literally were like, okay, look, gang, any fight of relevance that I would genuinely consider in the conversation, I'm putting up there. This is what they selected. Now, y'all know me. I'm gonna push this agenda to the day I die. They're missing the fight. Most underrated fight in the series. Not even close. And shit like this just proves it. Shit like that just proves it. It's the most underrated fight in the series. It's fuck you good of a fight. It's literally fuck you good of a fight. It quite literally has the build, has the emotion, literally has the stakes, has transformations that you like, has a fantastic ending, has one of the Naruto talk no jutsu speeches that actually work for all of the viewers, has build up, has cool moments with Sasuke, especially if you count it from when Sasuke fights him. Then what are we doing? It is awesome. Has 2K, it has a 2K barrage, gang. The music is fantastic. It's an overwhelmingly great fight, all-time Naruto fight. I don't know how people don't view it that way, but it is what it is. It wasn't cool. Sasuke got his ass beat, so it wasn't cool. Oh, well, my bad. Sasuke gets his ass beat all the time, buddy. I ain't gonna lie. But that's honestly what the argument is, though. People don't think that fight's cool. And I already have the hot take that Naruto's just consistently cooler than Sasuke to me. But I understand that drives people crazy. But I'll say this, a fight where Tailed Beast and Gamabunta, two great summonings for, I believe, the first time in the series outside of the literal, actual, real Nine Tails, and that one time Naruto summoned Gamabunta in the den. So this is the first time seeing two, like, Gigazoid-ass animals fight each other. So you have that. Then you have Naruto standing like he has fucking Dragon Ball Ki on the One Tails after he leaped from Gamabunta, who turned into the Nine Tails. Prior to that, again, you had 2,000 fucking clones. I don't see what's not cool about it. Yeah, Naruto honestly just looked cool in this moment when he was charging up his ki before the 2K barrage. It's kind of crazy to me, but again, I can't make people think shit's cooler than what it was. Let's see what they say. I want to see which fights they snub out. Do they re-rank any of this shit? They don't re-rank any of this shit. All right, so fuck it. So we go to their list, and I'm putting their list on the board just because this is where I got the idea to even look at the original list from. And these are the fights that they consider. Is that their top 10? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh. I don't think that's in order, but this is their 10. Oh, they got Madara versus the 4th Division, Jiraiya versus Pain, Taka versus Killer Bee, Sasuke Itachi, Kakuzu versus pretty much everybody. Naruto Pain, Naruto Sasuke's, both of them, Obito Kakashi, EARLLY. Wow. Okay, let's break this down. I'm not gonna give my personal top 10. It's not ordered, I can tell it's not ordered. I'm not gonna give my personal top 10, but what I will say is, whether it's ordered or not, these 4 to the right are on like 99% of people's list. So we can cut out 4 spots from being in the Naruto top 10 contendership already. From both Naruto Sasuke's, Obito Kakashi, EARLLY. Those 4, again, you're the weird guy if one of those 4 aren't on your list. I know some people, yeah, Naruto, Pain, Sasuke, Itachi too. I've seen some lists not have either of those. I have yet to see someone who is like not rage baiting, but leave those 4 off. Being said, I respect the Madara 4th Division fight because it is a fight, absolutely. But I don't know if I like that as a fight more than like the fucking, than him versus even the Kage. And I know that sounds crazy, but like him versus the Kage, if you want to talk about Madara aura farming and flexing and shit, that was just like, fuck you, well, what do we do about this guy? But they even had an element of back and forth the whole time. It wasn't, but we had an element of back and forth there. 4th Division Madara is kind of just like, yeah, y'all niggas suck. Like, oh, that's the guy I'm supposed to be with. He sucks too. Oh, that's not even him, that's a clone. So I love my pub stomps. I don't know if that's gonna be a mine. Taka versus Killer Bee, I can understand. I can understand Taka versus Killer Bee. But I would say, to be honest, these 2 are fine. The Kakuzu fight, I don't hate the Kakuzu fight pick, but I'm a believer if you're gonna have this moment, you gotta have this moment. I also think this is probably up there. And hot take, another underrated arc. I've said the most underrated arc is the 3-way deadlock. Nigga, I think the 3-way deadlock, I know this ain't in order, but fuck that B shit. 3-way deadlock probably in the list. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I recently saw that fight. Y'all niggas really downplayed that fucking arc, and it is the worst PR I've ever seen in my life. That fight is amazing. That fight is not good. That fight is genuinely amazing. You have the debut. Y'all talked about cool shit earlier with me pushing Naruto and Gaara. Okay, you don't think 2,000 shadow clones is cool? You don't think tail beast summonings are cool? You don't think Nine Tails crash out moments are cool? You don't think any of that's cool? Fine. My brother in Christ, the debut of the Rasengan? What the fuck? Fuck the debut of the Rasengan. The way that nigga Naruto caught that bitch, that nigga Naruto, hey, I'm about to be Hokage one day. Ming, 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 and then hit that motherfucker. Then you got Tsunade. But the intro to the fight is fucking awesome too. You think Tsunade's really about to fold, and then Kabuto's like, she was about to do you dirty. And then Tsunade just sits there, I was. Orochimaru talk his shit for like 5 minutes and then doesn't say a word. And she's just like, I was gonna do you dirty. Boom! It's just on go from there. Speaking of Tsunade versus Kabuto was gas. Then after Tsunade versus Kabuto, then you get a scene, then you get Tsunade beating the fuck out of Orochimaru. I mean, what the fuck? Beating the fuck out of him. Whole time Jiraiya and Orochimaru done stalemated. Then, again, and maybe niggas just don't like summonings in Naruto. Then you get a visual of the 3 Sannin going to war. And what it means for the, I just don't know. Again, my list is not law. You can argue some shit about that in a very different way about Gai Kisame, which I think is a beautiful fight. I already talked about Madara Hashirama if you're one of those people that like builds and stuff. But for me personally, man, I don't know. Maybe this is like the part-time contrarian in me as well. I just don't see how stuff like that gets underappreciated in Naruto. The idea like the fucking 3 Sannin went to war for the status of the hidden leaf in its future Hokage. And that's not something even fathomably great to you all. While also featuring the very debut, a fantastic debut of the Rasengan. And you get to see Tsunade break her resolve and defend Naruto after shitting on him the entire arc. I don't know how that's not at least in the conversation, let alone probably in people. I don't know. That fight and that arc is fucking gas. I'd say their polar bear in Texas. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna just say it. Jiraiya versus Pain, gotta go. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta go. Jiraiya versus Pain is more than just his death. Let me be very clear. It's more than just his death. I think when he puts the 3 pains in the Genjutsu and then there's 3 more, that shit was kind of fire. I think when, hell, I mean, I'm not gonna take away the death. The death scene is pretty fucking fire. The aspect of him trying to figure it out and then by the time he figures it out, boom. I know that's synonymous with his death, but I think that's a whole different dynamic of the fight. Someone in chat brought up the fact that it's teacher versus student, all that stuff that goes for it. But I just think, and I hate to be that guy, it's simpleton argument, Naruto just kind of just peaks higher. Just in terms of back and forth, Naruto goes fucking stupid. Like, we haven't even mentioned Itachi and Sasuke versus Kabuto. That's an amazing fight. Some of y'all were caping for Neji and Kidomaru to be up there. You could argue moment for moment with this motherfucker. Guy Madara not even in the 10. You know what I'm saying? It just, Naruto is just a fantastic fighting anime. I don't even think, like, y'all think I'm insulting the fight there. I just think that the death of Jiraiya is what makes that fight something for me, more than it is the fact that I thought it was a fantastic back and forth fight. But it definitely is still a fantastic back and forth fight, but a top 10 one, I'm sorry, because it's definitely fantastic. Let me be very clear. Ooh, this is round of applause to Naruto, man. Because this, now that you on the spot, making a definitive 10, that's hard to do. It's really hard to do. I'll go ahead and list, for the sake of the video, for getting some slander off though, I will now list every polar bear that they shouldn't even have thought of dragging up. And if you think that I'm being a hater, gang, you gotta deal with that. Not gonna lie, Obito Blood Mist, that shouldn't have been there. That's literally a moment. Raw shit in the game. It even has some cool moments in the series, but it is way too short to be even considered a top 10 fight in Naruto history. Naruto Sasuke rooftop, respectfully, y'all. Again, you're gonna tell me a top 10 fight to the series ending with the fucking, come on, man. That's disrespectful to the series to say that would classify as a top 10. It's great. Top 10. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this shouldn't have been mentioned. This shouldn't have been mentioned. If you're gonna mention this, you might as well mention this. But I think Naruto has more than enough fights for neither to be up there. I don't think Madara versus Fox, that's just Madara aura farming. So I would have snubbed these 3 off of there. Guy versus Madara, that's fair. Hiruzen versus Orochimaru, for me, scorch or take. I would love to debate them about this one day. Not even fucking close. Genuinely not close. That is someone said Itachi and Sasuke is the most overrated fight. No, this one is. Most rose-tinted fight of all time. Most rose-tinted glasses fight of all time. It starts off fantastic. Most rose-tinted nostalgia fight I've ever seen in my life. It just, Watch it episodically, chat. Watch it episodically and then come back here and tell me it is a top 10 fight and I show you a liar. I show you somebody that just doesn't want to change their opinion. Hiruzen versus Orochimaru. No. It starts off fucking on time. Orochimaru starts off looking as creepy as he's ever looked, with the torn girl's face, all that stuff. You get the Hokage brought up. I can't let the fourth get. It starts off instantaneous all time. Gang, there is no way that at some point between once Wood Style is summoned until the death of Orochimaru that we're sitting there and telling me that's a top 10 choreographed fight. No way. No way. It's literally no way. It's genuinely no way. You would have to convince me that the Shadow Clone moment of him sealing two of the Hokage away was so good that it makes up for the last and most important reason of why this isn't there. And that's my brother in Christ. I don't even have to say nothing. You know what I'm talking about. If you've watched it, if you watched it, you know what means. It's awful. For I don't know how long. I think genuinely 3 hours of my life are just gone. I think 3 hours of my life are just gone. That is my polar bear in Texas. I mean, this tier, they have it down here for a reason. Okay, why is Naruto Gaara? These niggas love Lee, man. And it's not that this ain't a great fight, but like the idea that y'all think Naruto versus Gaara is worse than Naruto, Lee, and Gaara versus Kidomaru is insanity to me. I'm just gonna say that. And yes, that is now me being biased. That is insane. That's a take of takes. Chiyo Sakura, again, I see the argument for it. I'm just not gonna be the one to do it. Where I think they did cook is including Naruto versus Orochimaru. That fight is fantastic. I've actually grown appreciation for that fight because it's the embodiment of what, and this is biased reasoning, but it's the embodiment of what every stupid idiot that says Neji was right is so painfully wrong about. You see Naruto for like, not the first time, but like, it felt like this the first time he really crashed out. Like Naruto's flagrantly said, I'm going to kill you into the mic before. So he's crashed out before. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. This felt like the first time where, hey gang, Naruto might kill all of us. like Naruto might dead ass kill all of us right now. And it was insanely valid. It was insanely valid and justified crash out. But where I'm going with this is it also showed you idiot fucks, he'll never win a fight doing this. He'll never win a fight succumbing to the Nine Tails, letting hate win, and shooting these niggas with all-time Kurama chakra. It's never gonna be the case. And I'm watching the fight. I'm watching Orochimaru do some cool shit. The choreography in this fight's insane. Granted, they were able to turn somebody who's supposed to run into a snake into it's fucking awesome. And let alone the fact that Orochimaru like just stabs this nigga. Again, you just have to watch it because it's a beautiful. It's like no emotion. Mind you, it's an emotional fight, but no emotions, just visuals. This is probably even higher on the list than this. Let alone the fact that there's so much emotion behind it. I've grown an enormous amount for it. It probably still isn't in my top 10. Again, there's only 10, but I like this pick because it's a fantastic fucking fight. Fantastic fucking fight. And last and certainly not least, because I think these two clear this. Yeah, this shouldn't even be here at all. Low key, of all polar bears on this list, it's Madara Hashirama. I hate to be that guy. I don't even know why they even fathomed this would be here. Madara Hashirama, you literally get that via 2007 anime viewer experience. Some bitch with anime titties on the right, ads all on the left, got a small box of a minute clip, then you got more story, then you got another small clip, then you got, you know what I'm saying? Like that, this fight literally isn't even a coherent start to finish all the way through. I don't know how that's even fathomably on the list. This just, the names carry, to be honest, and there's no off respect, to be honest, yeah, because you literally, it almost feels like you don't see it. You do, but it almost feels like you don't see the fight. you do see a lot of it. Let me be clear before someone says you don't. You do see a lot of it, but it almost feels like you don't see the fight. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, there's no way this is in the conversation. This is like easily the worst one of all these. Now, what I think would be a fire video one day, comment below, because I feel like we've ranked Naruto fights several times already. Granted, as the years change, my takes do change. But I feel like a fun gimmick would be just eyeballs. What fight looks the best? Comment below if y'all want that. I think that'd be an interesting one. Try your best to take emotion out of the fight. Just eyeballs, what fight looks best start to finish. I feel like that would be a very interesting conversation. Because just eyeballs, I ain't gonna lie, this fight about to do will numbers, okay? This fight does vote numbers. This fight gets the fuck out of here. This fight damn sure get the fuck out of here. This fight does fucking all-time numbers. And it is a genuinely different demographic there. So yeah, we probably will do that one day. Just eye test, no emotion. What is the top 10 fights in Naruto? This is gonna be hard to put emotions aside. It's gonna be hard to push the bias aside, but it's very doable. But for now, comment below what your top 10 fights are. I think, honestly, RDC had a pretty good list though. RDC has a list that at literally 9 and 10, even though it's not 9 and 10, but like these are probably the lower ends of the fight considering what the first half is. These are two like I would debate with them the most, but literally Taka Killer B, I respect that. Sasuke Itachi, I respect that. Kagazu, I respect that. Like these would be the two I would argue with them about. And this is just a matter of concept. This I just don't think is in the 10. This is a good list. People like shitting on streamers, and nobody thinks I shit on RDC. Nigga, I went to DreamCon. I don't fuck with RDC. But that's a respectable list as well. Take care, stay blessed. We'll see y'all niggas next time. But Japan, Sakura is not at #1. Let's not forget that.